It is with great pleasure that I introduce the chief guest for this session. He is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Sri Jayawardenepura, an evolutionary thinker, a dynamic personality, and one of the most experienced and astute administrators in the state university system in Sri Lanka. He holds a PhD from the Cardiff University of Wales, United Kingdom, and obtained several postdoctoral qualifications from Cardiff University of Wales, University of Adelaide in Australia, and Ibaraki University, Japan. Professor Liyanage, being an alumnus of University of Sri Jayawardenepura, graduating in 1991, has worked tirelessly for the development of the standards of the university. His expertise in a diverse number of fields, including chemistry, chemical industries, education, higher education, electoral strategies and policies. He was also the president of the Institute of Chemistry Sri Lanka in 2018-19 and the current chairman of the academic board of the National Institute of Education, well known as NIE. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Chemistry Ceylon, Plastics and Rubber Institute Sri Lanka, and the Royal Society of Chemistry, UK. He is also a member of the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission, National Education Commission, and Standing Committee on Accreditation and Quality Assurance. His commitment to the development of country goes beyond his services to the university and education. He has been a key member of the Presidential Task Force since 2019 and provided significant input to develop the country's electoral system since 2009. He has over 50 research papers and articles to his name published in high-ranking national and international journals with an each index of over 6. He also authored several books, monographs, and essays. His view on nationally important matters has been featured in over 50 newspaper articles. He continues to be a key personality, and his commitment to the development of the country goes beyond his services to the university and education. Please join me in welcoming Professor Sudantha Liyanage, our chief guest for this session. I now invite Senior Professor Sudantha Liyanage to deliver the convocation address.
Ayubowan, Chancellor, Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Deans of the respective faculties, academic colleagues, dear graduates, parents and your relatives, well-wishers for this special occasion. I basically rank this particular occasion is the best occasion in your life. I have seen, especially most of the boys or the young graduates are coming with different college ties. So even I think when we are announcing the prizes or medals, your dean mentioned your school. So that indicate in Sri Lankan education system, the school has a role to play. But I think today onwards, that particular branding should go to your institute, that is Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, commonly we call as SLIIT. So I think all these graduates has to be very faithful to your institute. You are graduating today because of this particular institute. I think the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, and the Deans and the respective all the academic staff members tirelessly work for you all. Because of them, you are getting this very special degree certificate. So once you receive this particular degree certificates, now you are belongs to this particular institute. It's a very important thing. Because now I think very soon you will join to the public sector or to the private sector, or you are going to be an entrepreneur. So most important thing in that particular field is where you have received your degree. So therefore, I think the link in between yourself and this particular institute has to be very close. Yes, I am the Vice Chancellor of the University of Sri Jayawardenepura. So University of Sri Jayawardenepura is the largest university in Sri Lanka in terms of student numbers. So, and also I am working very closely with many, usually what we call, the term is non-state sector institutions or the universities. So in all these universities and the institutions, the alumni associations are fairly strong. But within the state sector institutions, that is extremely strong. But when I think about the non-state sector institution, that alumni associations are not that strong. But I think you have to develop this special link in between this institute and yourself. In Sri Lanka at the moment, there are 17 universities. In addition to that, there are another 6 universities. Those 6 not comes under the UGC. In addition to that, there are 23 institutions providing the higher education sector. That's a sector we call as a non-state university or the non-state institution sector. I'm very happy to see the UA Institute rank as a number 1 in the entire non-state sector institution. Because very recently, Webometric ranking has announced. So there are, if you take first 25 institutions, so your institute or the SLIIT plays among as a top non-state institution in this country. So thank you very much, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, and the entire academic team working on that particular line.
This message is from the future. If you are ready to face the future, you will need a place to start where the future meets the present.
SLIIT 2022 main intake for student admission starts now, with bachelor programs in computing, engineering, business, architecture, financial mathematics, law, nursing, psychology, hospitality and culinary, and many more. SLIIT, the future awaits you.
And I would like to thank all the parents giving these wonderful youths to this country, because future of this country basically with you all. This country needs very educated youths. So therefore, whether you are going to stay in Sri Lanka or you are going to migrate or you are at least temporarily go to any other country, but still we need educated youths. This thing, migration or going to other countries, what we call as a brain drain, but I am a great supporter of brain drain. I believe sending skilled labor is 1,000 times better than sending unskilled labor. So therefore, after graduating from this prestigious institute, if you go to any other country, definitely they will rank or place you in a very high position. So therefore, now today you receive some kind of value addition to yourself. That is a very important thing, the value addition for you. Normally we believe the value addition for some, materials, institution and this, but I think the getting a degree is value addition for yourself. That is very, very important. And as the Vice Chancellor mentioned, I think you all thankful to your parents. I think they are the most important people in your life, and this is the happiest day in their lives, I believe. Because all the parents, they really want to educate you or your other brothers and sisters in a better way. Because in Sri Lanka, education we rank or we place in a very high positions. So therefore, I think you have to be thankful to them and please look after them throughout your life. Whether you are going to be in Sri Lanka or you are going to be outside the world, please look after them. Because I know as a Vice Chancellor of the University of Sri Jayawardenepura, sometimes the parents are coming to me with tears. Once you migrated to, if you just go to any other place, you are basically fading away the contacts with your parents. That is happening, but you may not believe. You may think that, no, I'm telling something you never expected, but that is happening in this country. So therefore, the link in between yourself and your parents has to be tightened more. Because now they are getting old. So once they are getting old, they have done everything for you all. So they need your support because you are young enough to support your parents and your brothers and sisters. So therefore, I think you have to work as a family. Work as a family. So one, yes, you have your parents and you have your own institute, that is SLIIT. All these has to be interconnected. That is a very important thing in your life. I know that some of you all may go for higher studies. Maybe sometimes even in the SLIIT, I know as a member of SCACA, now the SLIIT is offering the PhD programs, MPhil programs for you all. So that is also a good thing, because once you are, if you really want to stay in Sri Lanka and do your higher studies, now there is a big opening at your university institute. Even I know that some of my colleagues at the state sector universities, now they are coming to SLIIT to do their PhDs. So all the academic members, including the Vice Chancellor, Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor and academic members, you have to be proud about your institute. Because even the state sector institution or the state sector academics, they value this particular institute. I personally know that there are many parents, they are sending their children to this institute, including myself. I have sent my child to your institute and he's also going to get graduated in the next session. So I'm going to be very happy and proud as a father. And also I'm going to be very happy and proud as an academic in this country. Because in addition to 17 universities, now there are a lot of opening in the non-state sector institute to deliver a quality education to this country. That is also extremely important. Now we are talking about the Millennium Development Goals. There's a very important sector or the goal, one of the goals is the quality education. Just giving education is not enough. You have to give quality education. To give quality education, you need very good physical resources and also fantastic human resources. So I'm very happy to see this institute has reached on both sectors. So even sometimes some of our state sector institutions, we don't have this kind of a facility. I have to tell you the truth. So therefore, we are also tirelessly working on in all the state sector institutions to develop all the physical resources at our own universities. Of course, we have a bit maybe equal or maybe better human resources at our institutions, but the physical resources here and some other state sector institutions are much better than the university sector. So we know all these things. That's why now we are proposing many education reforms. This is a kind of a controversial thing. Yes, you know that. We are selecting the children or the students to state sector institutions or the universities based on the Z score. I know that Professor Ratnayaka definitely going to agree with me. This Z score formula is not a 100% correct formula. It's a kind of a wrong formula we are using to select students. So therefore, sometimes we are left behind some of the good students because of this, the calculations, the district basis quotas. All these things are affecting the higher education of the youth in this country. So therefore, we really want to correct it. I think next week, we are going to have a big meeting with the presence of all the academics, how to correct this formula. We have to correct it. So that indicate that sometimes I think I know that most of you have personally selected this institute, because sometimes you may have selected to the some of the state sector universities, but you said no, it's better to be at SLIIT and getting a degree from this institute is better than getting a degree from some of the state sector institutions. That is your choice. I respect that. And so that is not the case I'm talking about. Sometimes still we are left behind some of the good students. And basically we are giving more opportunities for the second and third time students in the state sector universities, and we are left behind most of the first time students. That is because of this formula affecting the first timers. Those are the issues we understand. But unfortunately or fortunately, the entire society thinks the ESET score formula is a very correct formula, and going to change that may be going to be some kind of resistance from our university sector as well as the society. So therefore, we have to be careful, and we are working on that. We really want to see a very healthy, quality education sector in Sri Lanka. All these 46 institutions are working on that. Not only the state sector institutes, all the non-state sector institutes plus the other 6 universities not coming under the UGC, we all working on in the one line to give them a quality education to the Sri Lankan youth, because this the country's future on yours. The other thing is, I just want to mention why you want to get a degree from any institute. The reason is any country needs the executives. One of the best ways of getting executives are we can easily recruit sportsmen and women. That's why we believe if you are a good sportsman or a woman, so you are a fantastic leader. Why? When you are doing sports, you have to take decisions. Sometimes you have to take quick decisions, because when you have an issue, there are so many solutions. So as a leader, you have to pick the best solution. So therefore, you need some knowledge. So we believe, not only we, the entire world believe. So once you get a university education, so that basically we are giving enough knowledge to become an executive in the society.
මේ පණිවිඩය අනාගතයෙන් හෙට ජයගන්න අදම සූදානම් වෙන ඔබට ගැලපෙන්නේ අනාගතය හා වර්තමානය එකතු වෙන තැනක්.
ස්ලිට් 2022 නව අයදුම්පත් බාර ගැනීම ආරම්භුණා. පරිගණක, ඉංජිනේරු, ව්‍යාපාර, ගෘහ නිර්මාණ, මූල්‍ය ගණිතය, නීතිවේදය, හෙද, විද්‍යා අධ්‍යයනය, මනෝවිද්‍යාව, ආගන්තුක සත්කාර ඇතුළු උපාධි පාඨමාලා රැසක් ඔබ වෙනුවෙන්ම. ස්ලිට් හෙට දකින ඔබ වෙනුවෙන්.
So very soon you will join to public sector. I know the most of the time the SLIIT graduates are doing very well in most of the competitive examination. So therefore, most of your alumni members or the senior members are working in public sector in a better way. And sometimes you prefer to go to private sector, because we know that when I compare with some of the state sector versus the non-state sector students, your communication skills and the presentation skills and the language skills are much better than some of our state sector graduates. So therefore, the industry preferred you. So that's also a very, very good thing. So you have to, develop those areas, because without having a better or the quality communication skills, you can't go further. So that is also added advantage for you. So therefore, I think this country needs educated youths. So this is one set of sample, or the one small sample of quality educated youths. So I hope that your future going to be a fruitful one, wonderful one, and please look after your parents. That is my appeal from all the youths, because most of the time you may think that the SLIIT has given only the education. But I think in the most of the cases, not only the education, SLIIT has given the future partner also. So that is an encouraging factor. We know as a university graduates, we all got our partner because of the university. University has given a lot of things to us. I am here as a Vice Chancellor, not because of myself. I think university has given a lot to me. So time has come, given back something to this country. something to this university, something to this institute. I think this is a kind of a process. So you have a forward reaction as well as the backward reaction. I know most of you all have done chemistry. You may have read most of the books I have written during your A-level time. The Degonwe Rasayana, Karmanta Rasayana, and the SP block chemistry. So this all basically we are talking about a lot of chemical theories or the chemistry theories. Those things are extremely important. Extremely important. So if you have received something, you have to give back something to the country and to the institute. Again, I would like to wish all the very best for coming years. And I really want to say, not only the just public sector, even some of the universities recruited SLIIT graduate to their academic as academics in the university sector, and they are doing really well. Especially you all are very lucky because almost all you all are getting IT degree related degrees. So that's highly valued, and especially during this COVID-19 pandemic era. So your people have basically contributed a lot to this country. Yes, University of Sri Jayawardenepura, our scientists, they have done wonders. That is basically from the medical sector, but online education, online teaching, or the new methodologies of teaching modes, all these things were basically developed by the IT graduates or the IT experts. So I think, so therefore your service to this country or to this world going to be highly valued. So therefore you have to be proud, and at the same time you have to be humble regarding your achievements. And I would like to thank the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology giving basically this particular opportunity to address this very beautiful young people. And I congratulate again. Thank you very much.